Hey, I am still with this mustache. You know, I got an argument with this mustache, and I lost. Yeah, guys, as it turns out, dolphins are fish. Yeah. Today I wanted to talk about mystique and mystery in your games and being vague sometimes to bring up the mystery and the intrigue of your adventures they present to your players and your players can interact with. Because when you give out all the information all the time, there's really not a lot for the players to discover. And half the fun of going through these stories is discovering what's going on, discovering what situation you're in. That's the beauty of these games. Let's say you're playing Curse of Strahd and, okay, no spoilers, but let's say right away they're like, oh, by the way, there's a holy gun you find in this tomb, and then you kill him with this holy gun. Right off the bat, some innkeeper tells you this. Random innkeeper. By the way, Strahd's the bad guy. And there's not really much of a story there, is there? It might as well be a one-shot. But you need that mystery. You need your players to discover the pieces and puzzle pieces and the tools that fit the story. Otherwise, once again, there's really not much here. But there is a balance. You see, when you tell your players nothing, zip ever, then you have a problem where your players are lost. They have no motivation, they have no direction. And as a DM, it is your job, I'm sorry to say, to give your players some sort of direction, some sort of goal. But when you don't give them a goal, then there's no point. Now, you might be wondering, well, what if the adventure is to stop a dragon? Now, let's say this entire time, well, what's this dragon weak to? Okay, let's go find out. So you walk over to your town and you say, hey there, Mr. Shopkeeper. Do you know anything about this dragon? And the shopkeeper tells you, I don't know. Do I? Yeah, do you? And so every person in this town you talk to has no idea what you're talking about. And so you ask, okay, so where is this dragon? Nobody knows. Not a single soul. So then you're asking yourself, why? You look at your DM like, why are we even here? Is there something here we need to see or find out? And your DM just goes, you'll never know. It's an inside joke to yourself. And so when you have this happen all the time, when you're vague, nobody knows anything. The game just sucks. Oh my god. Imagine playing a game for a year, and after a while you're asking yourself, what's my player's motivation? What are we doing here? As a DM, it is your goal to provide pieces, to provide elements to the story. That's what you gotta do. Now, if you hide everything behind some sort of hush-hush all the time, then there's nothing to find. Make there be something to find. Your world, as cool as it is, it's hard to give a shit about your world when there's nothing to do in it. If we're just wandering, following whatever little, piece you have, okay, like they have, goblins, oh, follow me! We go to a castle, okay, we're in this castle. What's in this castle? A boss, okay, we killed the boss, and then what? And the goblin's like, oh, okay, well, I know there's a castle here. And you're like, yeah, I know there's a castle here. Okay, cool, now we're gonna go teleport. Okay, you teleport. All right, now what? Okay, so it's me, Mr. Goblin. We're gonna go over here. Okay, so you go over here, and at some point you ask the question, Mr. Goblin, what am I doing? Why am I here? Well, well, it depends what he thinks. Who is he? The one who watches. DM, it's been 9 sessions. Can you give us something? And your DM sits there. Wouldn't you like to know? So when you make games, have things plotted out and figured out. Okay, and for example, so in Cyberpunk Red, there's something called the beat system. And the beat system is pretty sweet. Alright, especially for new DMs. It gives you your hook and your plot points. And the goal is to get your players to these points using narrative plot lines. That's the idea. It prevents aimless story. I'm out of focus again. You know what? I'll just do it anyway. It prevents aimless navigation. It prevents aimless goals. It gives your players something to strive forward to every time. It gives them motivation. Because if you don't give them motivation, if you don't give them a goal, something to look for, a reason to go somewhere, then they have no reason to want to go somewhere. And then you get to a point where even if you're connected to your character's asking, you're like, well, why is my character interested? There's nothing, everywhere they've been, there's nothing there. And it's just been hell and hell and hell. And it's just not fun. What's my goal? Who am I? Where am I? And especially if you feel connected with your character, it is really hard. As a player, you have to really try really hard to get into what the DM wants you to get into. Because, once again, there's nothing there. My point is, if you're going to be a DM, you can't be vague about everything all the time. Throw in something for your players to reach for. Something for them to strive for. Give them information. Maybe some story building elements. If all you're going to do is build this world and have your players have zero impact on it and know nothing about anything about the world they live in, then it's not interesting. I mean, think about you right now. You have at least some idea of what's happening in the world, right? At least in the world around you. You know who Jim at work is. You know where your bathroom is. You look at your cat and you're like, wow, that's an ugly cat. You know these things. And you can interact and you feel connected to this. Okay, imagine when you go on an elevator and then because you went in the elevator, Elvis is blonde. That's what it feels like to your players when you're vague about everything. Don't be vague. Give them missions. I thought I have a lot more to say, but that's all I really have to say about this topic. So I'll just